Hey, I'm Lani. Welcome to Fabulous Retreats YouTube channel. Today, we mobilize the ankles because it's so important to have good ankle mobility. So let's test out a deep squat to begin with, just to see what it's like. Bring your heels in. They're going to be just a little bit wider than hip distance. Toes are facing out slightly. And can you get your heels on the floor? Maybe yes, maybe no, but that's okay. You might be able to get them down a little more after we go through a series of stretches. So wherever you're at, we're just going to hold it here. You might need to bring your hands in front to keep yourself balanced. Totally fine. We're going to take some little rocks from side to side. So as you rock to the side, your heel will come off the ground. Your knee is going to draw forwards of the toes, and you'll get a nice little stretch through the groin, and we're just starting to warm up through the feet and through the ankles, the knees and the hips. And just notice what it feels like from side to side. Yeah, we can't be too perfect. One side is always going to be a little different to the other. How far can you get those toes forwards on each side? We're letting the heel lift now. We'll be keeping it down in a moment. A moment. All right, come back to center. Has that helped at all? Maybe yes, maybe no. Let's add another one to the mix. Come and sit down on your bottom. You bring your left heel into your bottom, and then bring your right foot in front of that. So the heel is at the ankle. You can use your hands to prop yourself forwards. And you're kind of sitting on that left heel now. From there, bring your chest on top of your thigh and just have a little look down at your toes. If they're all kind of scrunched up, can you just spread them out? And you can use your fingers, that's totally fine. Try and get the toes spread wide. And then we're going to start to press some of that weight of our upper body onto the thigh. So here we're compressing with the weight of our body and driving that ankle into dorsiflexion. So we're starting to stretch into that Achilles tendon, into our soleus and our gastrocnemius, our calf muscles. And just give yourself some little pulses back and forth. We're trying to keep the heel down. You might feel like you need to kind of lift yourself up and put a little bit more weight up onto the top of the thigh towards the knee. Just kind of play around with that. Maybe you feel compression at the front of the ankle. Totally fine. Maybe you feel the stretch in the side of the ankle, the inside of the ankle, outside. Again, just take note. And then keep the heel down. See if you can kind of walk your hands a little bit further forward so we've got some more weight driving forwards. Notice how far forwards the knee is of the toe. So we're in quite a deep dorsiflexion here. And then see if you can try and lift your toes up off the floor. I guarantee they're not really going to lift off the floor, but you'll start to feel all of those anterior shin muscles working, all of those flexors, extensors, of the toes working up into that tibialis anterior, all through the front of the shin. Keep driving forwards to keep trying to lift the toes. 3, 2, 1, and then relax and just give yourself a couple more pulses forwards and backwards again. Notice if that tension that you felt before has changed at all. Notice if those toes, if the knee has come any further forwards. And then let's test out what it's like on the other side. So you can sit down, bring your right heel into your bottom, bring your left heel into your right ankle, and then you can prop yourself forwards again. So let's just spread those toes nice and wide on that bottom foot. Make sure the foot is facing forwards. Lift the chest up, place it on top of the thigh. And then allow that weight to come forward. So we're compressing that ankle into dorsiflexion. And just little pulses back and forth. So this movement, that dorsiflexion of the ankle, is movement that we lose as we age. And it's one of the main contributors as to why we become trip hazards, because we don't actually pick our foot up when we walk. We start to kind of get a bit sloppy, weak through the dorsiflexor muscles in this anterior shin, but also we lose the mobility to actually pull our foot into that position. So it's super important to stay mobile and strong through our ankles, our feet, through the whole body. Little pulses forwards and back. What does it feel like on this side? Is it the compression you feel? Is it the stretch at the back? Is it on the inside or outside of the ankle? Is it different on this side than it was on the other? I know it is for me. And then bring just that little bit of extra weight forwards. Maybe you walk the hands forwards and then try and lift the toes up off the floor and feel that work build through the top of the foot, the front of the ankle, all the way up the shin towards the knee. Keep really actively trying to lift those toes up. We're working into those toe extensors, working into those ankle dorsiflexors. Keep trying to lift those toes. Keep the weight forwards. Give me another 3, 2, 1. Relax the toes. Give yourself a little rock back forwards. Back and forwards. Has it changed at all? Let's do a quick retest and come back into our deep squat. Has it changed at all for you? Can you get your heels any closer to the ground? Maybe yes, maybe no. We can't expect immediate results. Let's do one more stretch though and see if that makes a difference at all. Come down and sit on your heels. And from there, you're going to bring your body weight backwards. You can keep your hands on the ground and start to lift those knees up. So you're going to come back as far as you uncomfortably can. And you'll start to feel a stretch through all of those extensors that you just worked, pulling yourself into that dorsiflexion. Just take some nice big breaths here. Maybe your hands are staying down on the ground. Your knees may not be as high as mine. I am hypermobile, so I'm not really a good judge. Plus, we never want to compare ourselves because we're all individually fabulous and unique, just as we should be. Have a few more breaths here. Breathe into that space through the front of the ankles. Another 3 breaths. See if you can direct that breath into all of the areas you feel the stretch. When you finish those 3 breaths, let the knees come back down. Bring the hands out in front, tuck the toes under, bring that weight back. Walk the hands in, allow those heels to come down towards the ground. Different kind of deep squat. How does that one go for you? Then bring those knees down to the ground. Press yourself up into high kneel. Bring the bum back to the heels. Pull the knees towards the chest, roll back over the feet and into deep squat. And we're going to do that a couple more times, just rolling through the feet. Drive the hips forwards, high kneel, bum to the heels, then pull the knees towards the chest and let your heels come to the ground. Your arms are probably going to want to work here in order to counterbalance you. So as you pull the knees to the chest and the heels come to the ground, let the arms reach forwards. Just give me another 3. And if you fall to your bum, totally fine. Last one. And then last retest. Let's come back into a deep squat. I'm hoping that you can feel a little bit of difference now. Come back into that deep squat position. Oh, even my hips feel more mobile. You can have a little rock again from side to side. The knees pull over the toes. Does it feel a little more free? Hopefully. Come back into that deep squat. That feels fabulous for me. I hope it also feels fabulous for you. Until next time, stay fabulous. Namaste.